back to Dolphins United, the platform for Dolphins. You heard me? We back in the house, boy. I got one for y'all today, man. All right. I ain't put out a video in a little minute now. I ain't really had much to say. Let's just be honest. With Tua going down, you know, kind of takes the sales out the season, man. It's like, is the season over? And I might have overreacted a little bit on Thursday night after the game. You know what I'm saying Tua's done and all that. But that's how I was feeling at the time. All right. Now, do I necessarily feel like Tua's done? Maybe done is the wrong word, but Tua's fragile. And because he's fragile, he could definitely have what happened to him that Thursday night happen to him again if he don't make some changes. And that's what this video is about. First of all, was Tua's injury avoidable? And what should Tua do moving forward to make sure that never happens again? Now, let me go ahead and say this, right? We're going to do a preview video. That's not this video. But we're moving forward with Skylar right now. And that is our quarterback for the foreseeable future, but at least the next 4 games. And we have, I forget the dude's, I don't know if it's Tyler Huntley or whatever, dude that played for the Ravens 2 years ago and led them to the playoffs, actually, because Lamar was out. He could run a little bit, got a little arm. He's 6'1". He ain't that tall either. But, you know, he gives us some different dynamics when it comes to how he'll run the offense if he has to come in, because he can run. Like, he can legit take off. So maybe they'll have a package for him as well. I don't know, right? I'm not sure why they went that route, because the 2 quarterbacks we do have aren't him, and that's not the type of offense we run. Although McDaniel has said in the past that it's about his offense is predicated on who the personnel is, so we're about to find out how true that is. Because if he comes into the game, then obviously things are going to be a little different. Because you don't think of him as, neither do you think of Skylar either. So we'll see what kind of offense he creates for Skylar. Although when we saw Skylar last time, 2 years ago, it looked like he was trying to do the same things with Skylar that he was trying to do with Tua, and it didn't work out. But we'll see. All right. 2 years removed. Maybe he's changed his ways, McDaniel I'm talking about, and maybe he's going to figure some things out. Or maybe Skylar's just gotten better in the offense, being that he's been in it for 3 years. I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. But we're moving forward with him for the foreseeable future. Let's hope that somehow, some way, we could go 500, right? If we could be 3-3 by the time we hand this thing back to Tua, it's a win to me. It's a win. 4-2, that's pushing it, you know. But hey, that'd be great. 5-1, do we need to give it back to Tua? Is my question at that point, and I'm so serious, right? We win these next 4 games, and Tua's eligible to come back, and he's ready, he's healthy, he's good. Should we move? Should we look back? We'll get there. All right, we'll get there. Let's see if that happens first. All right, let's first get through Seattle's game, right? Because some of y'all are like, DP, you look way ahead right now. 5-1, right? I get it. We got a backup quarterback at the end of the day, so let's, 1 week at a time. We got Seattle. Let's see what happens. You'll get the preview on Saturday. Okay, we'll see what happens. Anyway, going back to Tua. Tua's injury was avoidable. It was avoidable, okay? And then some of y'all be like, avoidable? No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Tua's injury was avoidable. Did Tua get a concussion last year? I'm waiting for y'all. For y'all that said it was not avoidable. Did Tua have a concussion last year? Was Tua concussed last year in any game? No. Okay? Tua was not concussed last year. Tua made it throughout the whole year without having a doggone concussion. Why was Tua able to make it a whole year without having a concussion and couldn't make it to game 3 this year? Because Tua, 1, didn't run that much. 2, when he ran, didn't run fast. 3, when he ran to get out of bounds. 4, when he ran, slid. That's what Tua did. Okay? Give you 4 reasons why Tua made it through last year. There's some luck that has to do with that, of course. But Tua could have, possibly should have, slid in that game. Now, I'm not saying he should have slid because he had the first down. All right? That's not what I'm saying. I don't want anybody to say, well, how was he supposed to know? Listen to my words. I'm not saying Tua knew he had the first down or should have known he had the first down and should have slid. I'm saying simply Tua should have slid. It doesn't matter if he had the first down or not. All right? It doesn't matter. Now, I understand from Tua's perspective. Let's think about it from Tua's perspective. He just made it through a whole year without a concussion. He literally did that. A concussion is not on the forefront of somebody's mind that just went a whole year without one. I'm fully aware. Okay? And Tua in that moment, I'm sure, did not think I could get a concussion here. I'm sure he didn't think that. Mind you, this kid just went a whole year without having one. At least on paper that we know about, right? So, going into that moment, running for the first down, trying to help his team win this game somehow, some way, instead of sliding to make sure he had the first down, he went head first. Because he wanted to make sure. Because he didn't want to leave it up to chance. And because he's trying to do the best he can to help his team score in the red zone. He goes head first. We know what happened. Concussion. Now, was that avoidable? Yes. Because if he slid, that doesn't happen. Not on that play. All right? That does not happen on that play. So it was avoidable. 100%. But Tua wasn't thinking about that. Tua was thinking about helping his team win the game. Now we fast forward to today. Tua has not retired. Tua more than likely is not retiring. Tua plans on playing football again. Tua can't have a situation where he makes it through this year without another concussion. The next year or the year after, if he makes it through another year without a concussion, he puts himself in this same predicament where he's running for a first down. Let's say it's 4th and 5. It's a playoff game. Let's say it's round 2 of the playoffs. We already won 1. And 2 years from now, without any concussions at all between then, it's 4th and 5. And Tua needs 5 yards. He drops back to pass. He can't get it. And I mean, let's go to the extreme. There's 30 seconds left in the game. He's on the 45-yard line, and he's down 2. Worst case scenario. All right? So there's barely any time left in the game. He's on the 45-yard line, and he needs to get to the 40 for a first doggone down. And it's the second round of the playoffs, and all we need is a field goal to win. Worst possible scenario, right? for this situation. He need 5 yards. He dropped back the pass. Ain't nobody open in sight. He take off running. It's him and the defender. He goes head first, or does he slide? He go head first, or does he slide? Everybody, all right? Does Tua there in that moment go head first, or should he slide? Because he's prone to concussions if he gets hit a certain way. Well, I'm telling you right now, Tua can't afford any more concussions. So even if the game is on the line, the season is on the line, and Tua has a chance to get a first down or slide, he needs to slide. Tua has no choice moving forward. Even in the worst possible scenario for us as a fan and as a team, Tua has no choice moving forward but to slide. Tua cannot afford not to slide moving forward. Doesn't matter what the scenario is. It don't matter. Okay? Void of it being the Super Bowl, it don't matter. Now in the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? He might could take a slide because that's the last game of the year anyway. Okay? That's the last game of the year anyway. He might could take that chance in the Super Bowl. But before the Super Bowl, because he's going to have, 7-8 months to recuperate. But if it ain't the Super Bowl, you don't take that chance. You can't. He cannot afford it. And really in the Super Bowl even, he shouldn't, because he's got a family to feed and be around for. Okay? That's the most important thing of all this. That's what I care about more. I care about more that Tua is not a vegetable at the end of this thing. All right? Because he wanted to play football. Now, he made his decision, seemingly. I support him. Okay? He's on my team. I have no choice. If he comes back, yay, Tua, let's go win this Super Bowl if we can. But slide. Doggone it, slide. You went a whole year without having a concussion. You did what you needed to do. Go right back to that formula. He didn't get hurt because he got sacked and didn't know how to fall in the pocket. He wasn't holding on to the ball too long and then falling on his head in the pocket. It was none of those things. It was him literally running for a first down, and instead of sliding, he went head first. That's avoidable. That's avoidable. All he has to do is slide. That's it. And we're not talking about you sliding at the last second. Tua can't afford to slide at the last second. The way Tua's got to slide is how he slid in the first game. He was going, and before anybody got near him, he slid. All right? The same way he slid in that game was like, dude, you left like 5 yards. It don't matter. I know now that Tua can't afford no doggone head contact whatsoever. He got to slide. That man got to slide. And all this Tua throwing the ball and turning his body, he got to do that. I see it now. I'm here with you, Tua. I see what you're doing. Everything Tua's doing is to preserve his career. Moving forward, that's what he got to be about. Do the Brett Favre. You know Brett Favre didn't get injured until, I think he was with the Jets. He finally missed the game. You want to know why? Go look at Favre's throwing motion and follow through. Go look at it. Favre, when he threw the ball, he would throw it, turn his shoulder, and back up. You want to know why he did that? Because he wanted to make sure he avoided any contact that could have him missing games. So he would throw it, turn the shoulder, and back up. All right? That's what Favre would do, especially later in his career. Throw it, turn that shoulder, and start moving back. All right, he'd start moving back. Now, it's a weird thing to do, but he was just like, I got to get it out of here, and I got to get away from contact. Any contact that's coming my way, anything like that, I'm getting away from it. Okay? And that's what Tua's got to do moving forward. Now, he had nowhere near the arm Favre had, where Favre didn't lose velocity doing that, right? Because he was falling away throwing the ball, and it was getting where it needed to go. Tua got to follow through, and he got to put it, he got to do all the stuff right for the ball to go on a dart 20 yards, unlike Favre, right? I'm not saying that they nowhere near the same. But he's got to adopt a preservation style of throwing and running. All right? You cannot take no more contact moving forward. He's got to slide. He's got to slide early, and he has to make sure he's not sliding often. What do I mean by that? Don't run that much. Bro, sometimes it's okay. The play's over. We haven't seen Tua throw the ball away this season. All right? They'll tell you something. Last year, Tua was throwing the ball away. I haven't seen Tua throw the ball away one. Now, maybe y'all could show me a scenario where Tua threw the ball away. But I don't remember one time Tua throwing the ball away that wasn't in the red zone. Now, in the red zone, you might throw the ball away through the end zone if the play just broke up. But I'm talking about in the field of play, on our own 30 or something, 40, 50, Tua throwing the ball away because nothing was there. I didn't see that. Now, I know Tua trained to be able to extend plays in the pocket. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you can extend plays in the pocket with you're not putting yourself in imminent danger, you should be able to extend the ball in the pocket, extend the play in the pocket. But what I don't want Tua doing is having a defensive player on his back, barreling down on him, not seeing anything open and holding on to that football, trying to run. Because even from behind, you could get got, concussion-wise. Throw that ball away. Throw it away. Throw it away. So Tua's got to throw the ball away way more. And he's got to make sure that when he does slide, it's calculated. You could do two things when you're running the football as a quarterback. You could slide, or you could get the heck out of bounds. Getting a first down and getting out of bounds, best case scenario. Okay? If you can get out of bounds, get out of bounds. Get the first down, get out of bounds. That's your protection. Out of bounds is your protection. You might get shoved, but you learned how to fall. Fall right and take the penalty. All right? Because there's probably going to be a penalty if they catch you late on the sideline. That's an extra 15 yards. We want that. All right? Get to the sideline. If you ain't nowhere near the sideline, because you ain't running to the sideline fast anyway, get down. Slide. And there's two ways you can slide. If you want to slide head first, you can slide head first as long as there ain't nobody in front of you. Or you can slide the original slide, right? I'd rather the original slide because your head ain't whipping up off the ground. If you slide forward, your head got a potential to hit the ground. You got to preserve yourself best how you can to moving forward. We can't afford no more concussions because the next one could be your last. Once again, we're hoping not. I pray not. I pray it's not your last. Or your next ain't your last. But I also pray that you don't have another one. And I know God is more than capable of this man not ever having a concussion again. All right? Healing him. And I know he's a believer. So I'll pray with you. I'll come in accord with you. And all the praying folks, let's come in accord with him. All right? Praying that this man never has a concussion again in his career. And that he could just skate on through. But hey, that might not be his fate either. And we got to understand that it's about what God's will is, and it's also about what wisdom's wisdom is, right? Because if it's not wise for him to play the game again and he plays again, then whatever happens to him happens to him. All right, but and I'm sure he prays and asks for direction from God. If God says it's okay for him to continue playing this game, then we have to assume. All right, which I wasn't doing that Thursday night. I was, once again, being a little extra. We have to assume that, hey, God can heal him from this and allow him to continue to play this game that he loves, avoid of having a concussion again. All right, so I'm sure he's seeking that out, and I'm sure he has, and maybe that's why he's like, all right, I feel like, God's not telling me to walk away yet. So hey, if that's the case, cool, whatever. All right, who am I, right? Who am I to say that you shouldn't play this game anymore when you feel like God's not telling you should walk away, right? Trust me, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to say anything against what God's will is for you. Plain and simple. And I know some of you are like, why did he take this to a well, y'all would say religious, but I'm not religious. I am in a relationship with God, with Jesus Christ. So mine is a little different. I'm not in a religion. But Christianity to me is not a religion, it's a relationship. But anyway, I say that because that's a very important thing, especially when it comes to Tua, because I know he seeks guidance from the Lord. I know that. All right, so because of that, if he's deciding to play, I'm going to assume that he did seek God out, did seek also wise counsel and things like that, maybe a pastor and things like that, that maybe feels the same way that he felt that God's not telling him to walk away from the game. And that he's going to take, hopefully, precautions and the necessary steps to avoid having another moment like this. Once again, the man made it through a whole year without a concussion. He did it. He's got to get back to that. Because if he does, then maybe he never has one again. Maybe. I'll holler at y'all in the next one. Y'all already know what it is. Fins up till we die. See y'all for the preview. I'm out.